Okay, so what's up? It's me, Butterfly to Light, and I am bad with Libra and Virgo relationships. This is the thing. This is the thing. I kind of feel like this could be a pretty okay relationship when, especially when you look at the mechanics of it. Libra is an air sign, but it's about partnerships. So it'll put a lot of its focus towards its partner, the Virgo. And Virgo is an earth sign, but in a sense, it's about partnerships. It's about working in a unit and for what you want and desire, and making that your duty. And especially if it doesn't matter if it's you, your kids, your family, work, or a partner. So both people here come into the relationship with the understanding and the mindset of what can I do for you to make our situation better. Except for it doesn't have to be in with Libra. It doesn't all the way always have to be about work, work, work. Libra can just like be like a supportive of their partner, and be that the recreation aspect to their partnerships. So you have a lot of things that you can bring into each other's world, and actually work for you. And something that you can have for their long run. When you two come together in a relationship, it can be very healing. It can be healing because it can be like, wow, I finally found somebody that is in this just as much as I am. Because Virgos sometimes can feel like they do a lot of work for people, but it just goes unnoticed. They do a lot of work, it goes unnoticed, and people misunderstand their intentions. And Libras can feel like they sometimes lose the identity of who they are in a relationship. So at least with Virgos is going to consistently point that out to them, because Virgo is going to tell them, Virgo has that the element of criticism, but at the same time, when used in a healthy way, it can be very beneficial. And for the simple fact that Virgo is going to be, it just works together. Virgo does the work. Let's say Virgo's accumulating the finances, building something financially, or just having it like in a family dynamic or relationship dynamic, cleaning the house, handling the responsibilities. And Libra is, thinking of, well, what can we do? What can we do to make this better? What can we do? What vacation can we go on? Oh, let's go here. Let's go there. Let's save with the money for it. It just could work together as a team, and you guys could really have something be futuristic, because you're able to really come up with plans and move towards those plans. You know what I'm saying? It can be a very fulfilling relationship on that level, because you can move past your shortcomings. And it could be because the way that your worlds don't intersect in a way that really is at detriment to each other. The way that you can find some type of friendly rapport with each other at the end of the day. And that could go good. You can really build things financially, like I told you, just financially, materially. You can work together. This would be good for a couple that works together, even if you're not owning the whole business, or if you own your own business, but you're not. Let's say you're not like owning some big time company to where you're moving up like that, but you got like some type of business or something that you've created on the home front, or that y'all do. You can really work together. Negotiate, compromise. You can, because it's like I said, for Libra, it's not about taking over the Virgo. It's really about becoming. So supporting your partner by really taking on what it is that your partner is trying to identify with you as, and understanding that. See, Virgos, in this sense, Virgos can give out certain criticisms to um Libra, and Libra would try to actually look at it and see what they can take out of the situation. And if they can't, they'll let you know eventually, if you tick them off enough, look, you need to step back. So that's there too. But all in all, there is no immediate power struggle. Nobody is trying to fight for the limelight. Nobody's trying to power struggle. And if Libra is wanting the attention in some way, shape, or form, Virgos is happy to give it to him. Because Virgos is kind of like, look, I do. You know what I'm saying? I want to show what I got. I want to show what I do through what I do. I don't need to necessarily be seen for it. It's just my responsibilities. So there's no immediate power struggle. There's also really no distance between the two. And the thing about it is because y'all both can communicate. Like, you got Virgo is an earth sign, but Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. Libra is an air sign. So the thing about it is y'all both are trying to find ways to get your point across through communication. So if Virgo sees a problem, Virgo is probably going to be like, look, well, this is the problem, like blah, 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 whatever that is. And Libra can intellectually pick that up and communicate back. Like, okay, well, then what do we do to fix the problem? Let's go that route. And you can come up with all sorts of things. You can actually really escape into the world that you want and really have this deep burning desire for each other, like especially sexually. It could be because the Virgo is gonna aim to please, the Libra is gonna aim to please. It's like, nah, we trying to fulfill each other, and that could be very nice, like very pleasurable, and like y'all could bring so much to the table with each other. Like, I could just keep going on and on with that. You can get lost in your own little world that you're building for yourself. And what's so crazy about it is Virgo is not really that type to try to get lost in anything, especially if they feel like if it's just too out there. But this world that y'all build, it can seem almost like it's out there for when other people look on the outside looking in. But to y'all, the way that the Libra or y'all creates it and the Libra supports it, and Libra has a way, it has an artistic way about itself. And dealing with art, you got to be creative, but an artistic way about itself that it's not, this doesn't have to necessarily show on the outside all the time, but it can in its partnership to where it has the ability to create things. And it can really push Virgo outside of certain limitations that it has and certain worrations that it has. You know what I'm saying? By, actually mapping things out for the Virgo. Like, in a way, Libras are smart. Like, Libras can put together a plan, and people thinking they're ditzy, but they got this whole freaking plan going on. And you're like, wow, and the way that they can actually organize things in a beautiful way to where you didn't know that it was being done, but it is. When you see it unfolded, it's like, wow, like, I didn't know that about you. Like, I didn't know that you were capable of that. And this can be positive or negative. It depends on what direction they're working on, what they're working towards. But all in all, they could just open up this new world that they create with each other, to where they'll kind of get lost in that. And Virgo is still realistic for Virgo. Virgo is kind of like amazed, like, okay, this is cool. And the thing about it is they could get a lot of recognition for their accomplishment, or they could feel proud of what they accomplished. Now, where it could go wrong is that not if they get to the point of where what they're working on becomes the focus of their attention, to where they're too much involved or consumed in what it is that they're doing, and consumed into the work, it consumed into this world, because it's easy to take the attention off of the direction, or off of each other, or off of things outside of that world, to the point of but when it comes to the point of where you really do have to get at each other, let's say that, it could be a sense of pride when it comes to the way that plays off. All right. Now, I won't say it, y'all could definitely get attention together. Y'all could be a couple that gets attention for what y'all built, for what y'all do, for how y'all move. But if one person starts seeming like they're getting more attention and the other person is not getting it, or one person feels like they're putting too much attention into the other, like, for instance, the Libra could possibly feel like, I'm putting too much attention into you and what you're doing, and I'm creating you, I'm helping you better yourself, but it's like, you're not really paying attention to me. You keep paying attention to the negative stuff. You keep pointing out the negative stuff. You keep criticizing me. You know what I'm saying? You like, the stuff that you're paying attention to doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And then the Virgo can be like, you know what? I'm doing like a lot of the work, and you want to just be about the enjoyment of it all. You want to make it about me and what I'm doing. But I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm just pointing out, you know, what needs to get done. You know, what needs to get done. And you keep, you know what I'm saying? It's like you keep spotlighting the stuff, that the unimportant stuff. You know, we can't always be, I gotta go to work, I gotta go do this, and I gotta go do that. Like, we don't need to spend money on a vacation right now. You know, let's go to the buffet. What we got to go to this restaurant for? You know, it starts becoming, the world that they create could actually become bigger than them as the couple in a relationship, if that makes any sense. As a matter of fact, you guys can ignore the 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 deeper aspects of your relationship together. So where you do have the emotional aspect to it, it's in this world. It's in this, the desires of what you're both creating, but some kind of way you're working, you're feeling like, or you're looking like it's creating, what you're creating is both of your desires together. But that's you guys' desires together. When you take that down and it becomes something individually that you need to look at within yourselves, or you start noticing each other, then you realize that maybe we didn't really develop the type of emotional relationship, or maybe we don't really have that emotional connection there like we thought. And because of that, everything you built up is just as easy to leave. Or it'll make it that much harder because your emotions won't be there. You know, like individually, like, I want to separate from this person or this situation, but look at this stuff that we built together. Is that element there? And also, it can be a lack of passion after a while, because without the emotional connection and just, you know, stepping back and seeing what you built, seeing what you created, and things of that nature, and the relationship as a whole, like, on the inside of things, you can feel like, man, we don't got the emotional connection. We don't really got the understanding for each other like we thought that we did. And that could, like, affect you guys on a sexual level. It can affect you guys from really being able to know where to pick up and start. Like, where do we pick up and start from? And that could affect your home and family life. Okay? This is where you're going to need to have the strength for one or two things: to leave the situation and just endure what you need to endure to make sure that this situation is properly left, or have the strength to really stick it out and really develop this emotional communication. You got to renew y'all's relationship every now and then. And then a lot of times, you know, you got to be able to keep some of your stuff on the low between each other. Because by the time the Virgo, y'all get mad at each other, and then y'all go talk to this friend or that friend, you know, you go talk about the negative aspects of each other, because you don't really do it to each other. Sometimes you don't really know how to. And it's, you know how to communicate about, you know how to communicate, but when it comes to coming outside of y'all's world that you built, it's hard. And you looking at the person, and then now you look at the person with new eyes. And you like, I don't really know who you are. It's hard to communicate that over. It's hard to really understand that. So now you are, you know, telling this person this and telling this person that, and really coming forward to disclose this information to each other. And also, you can start to not trust each other. There could be a lack of trust because you could feel that void emotionally. So because of that, you can feel like, but I don't really know your true intentions. You know, I don't really know you, like, on a deeper level. Like, what do you really like? Like, what are your real hobbies? Like, what are your real interests? You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that y'all don't know this about each other. I'm saying that you could get caught up like this. And, you know, it could be not, like I said, you might uncover certain truths about each other that it could take a lot for you to really move past. Some things that while you were in your own little bubble, one of you was out here doing this over here, or the other one of you was out there doing that over there, and it never really dawned on you that the other one could be doing this, or it never really dawned on you because y'all were kind of in your own imaginary world of what you built, or your life of what you have going on, but it's it's more along the line of, it's like you built that for the secure, like to secure something within yourself. And all the while, you never was really building on a deeper level, an emotional level with each other, if that makes any sense. So you got to be willing to build yourself, build your relationship emotionally as well. So, and it's hard for two signs that don't really thrive on their emotions like that. So what do? You gotta be able to, relate to each other to where, you can cry with each other sometimes. You can really get to the core of your being, and you can really get to the core. Like if one person does something to hurt your feelings, like a Libra, if the Virgo says something to hurt your feelings, then say, you know what, that really hurt my feelings because I'm a human being. Like I make mistakes, and I will appreciate it if you're not on my back like that. I just want to spend time with you. And sometimes, Virgos, you gotta say, like, Libra, sometimes I know you don't mean any harm, but I don't really, sometimes I feel like my relationship with you is superficial because I don't really feel like you want to put in the work that it takes to really build a true solid relationship. Because really, even though the other person isn't saying it, a lot of times you guys are both separately thinking this. You got to remember that. And you got to be willing to put your truth on the table, because sometimes y'all both feel like, Libra can feel like this is better off my skeletons in my closet, and Virgos is kind of like, well, look, I'm just looking at ways to just really point out this, what you're doing. Like, I'm not really focused on what I'm doing because I already feel like I'm in the place where I need to be at. I already feel like I'm where I need to be at. But deep down inside, worry. You gotta be willing to put all that on the table.